You think you're making a healthy choice. You're not. That protein bar you grabbed this morning, it's not fuel. It's a laboratory experiment wrapped in marketing lies. And the worst part, you've been conditioned to believe it's good for you. Let me be clear. Most protein bars on the market today contain ingredients that are banned in 37 countries. Ingredients linked to hormone disruption, liver damage, and accelerated aging. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are documented cases. FDA warnings, class action lawsuits, and yet you're still eating them. Here's what they don't tell you. That 20 grams of protein comes with a side of synthetic polymers, industrial seed oils, and sugar alcohols that destroy your gut lining. The same companies that market these bars as clean and natural are using the exact same additives found in shoe soles and wood varnish. I'm not exaggerating. Check the patents. You've been lied to by brands you trust, brands your parents trusted, brands endorsed by athletes who've never read the ingredient list. And today, that ends. What I'm about to show you will change how you shop forever. I'm going to walk you through the exact brands you need to throw out today, not tomorrow. Today, I'm going to show you the chemicals they're hiding, the lawsuits they've settled quietly, and the real reason your stomach hurts after eating them. And then, I'm going to give you the only 2 brands that are actually safe, the ones that prove this industry could do better. They just choose not to. But first, I need you to do something. Go to the comments right now and drop the brand sitting in your kitchen, because I guarantee it's on this list. Let's start with the one you probably bought this week, Cliff Bar, the outdoor brand, the hippie packaging, the one that feels like it was made in a Colorado cabin by people who care about the earth. You've been eating them since college. Your kids eat them before soccer practice. They're supposed to be wholesome, right? Wrong. In 2022, independent lab testing found that Cliff Bars contained glyphosate residues, glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, the same chemical that's been linked to non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in over 11 salvos and lawsuits. We're talking about 160 parts per billion. That's higher than what's allowed in European drinking water. And it's in a product marketed to athletes and children. But it gets worse. The soy protein isolate they use. It's processed with hexane. Hexane is a neurotoxic solvent. It's the same chemical used to extract oil from seeds in industrial manufacturing. The FDA doesn't require it to be listed because it's considered a processing aid. But residues remain. And when you eat that Cliff Bar, you're consuming trace amounts of a chemical that causes dizziness, nausea, and long-term nerve damage. And let's talk about that texture. That weird, sticky, dense chew that coats your teeth and never quite dissolves. That's because it's held together with brown rice syrup. Sounds natural, right? Except brown rice syrup has been found to contain arsenic, inorganic arsenic, the kind that accumulates in your body over time and increases your risk of bladder and lung cancer. A 2012 study from Dartmouth found arsenic levels in organic brown rice syrup that exceeded safe drinking water limits by 60%. This is what you're giving your kids before practice. This is what you're eating on a hike. And Cliff Bar knew. They've known for years. They settled lawsuits. They tweaked formulas just enough to avoid recalls. But they never stopped using these ingredients. Is this really the brand you want to trust with your health? Now let's talk about Quest Nutrition, the low-carb darling, the keto hero, the brand that built an empire on clean ingredients and influencer sponsorships. You see them everywhere. Fitness models, bodybuilders, your coworker who tracks macros. They look legitimate. They're not. Quest bars contain sucralose. A lot of it. Sucralose is an artificial sweetener that's 600 times sweeter than sugar. It's made by chlorinating sugar molecules. Yes, chlorinating. The same process used to disinfect pools. And while the FDA approved it in 1998, newer research paints a very different picture. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Toxicology and Environmental Health found that sucralose breaks down into chloropropanols when heated or digested. Chloropropanols are genotoxic. That means they damage DNA. They're classified as potentially carcinogenic by the European Food Safety Authority. And Quest bars are loaded with them. But here's the real kicker. Sucralose destroys your gut microbiome. A study from 2018 showed that it reduces beneficial gut bacteria by up to 50% after just 12 weeks of regular consumption. That means every time you eat a Quest bar, you're killing the bacteria that regulate your immune system, your mood, and your digestion. You're trading short-term convenience for long-term metabolic damage. And let's not forget the isomalto oligosaccharides, the fiber they use to hit those macro numbers. It's a synthetic fiber. It's not digestible. It ferments in your colon and causes severe bloating, gas, and diarrhea. Go read the reviews. Hundreds of people reporting stomach cramps within an hour of eating these bars. Quest's response: silence. They knew it caused GI distress. They kept selling it. They kept marketing it as guilt-free. There's nothing guilt-free about a product that wrecks your gut and damages your DNA. Would you still eat it if you knew? Power Bar. The original. The one your dad ate in the 90s. The one that was supposed to revolutionize endurance nutrition. It didn't. It just normalized junk food in athletic packaging. Power bars contain high fructose corn syrup, first ingredient after water in most of their products. High fructose corn syrup is linked to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and metabolic syndrome. It's banned or heavily restricted in multiple European countries. But in the US, it's everywhere. And PowerBar uses it because it's cheap. But that's not the worst part. PowerBars also contain partially hydrogenated oils, trans fats. The FDA banned artificial trans fats in 2018 but gave companies until 2021 to phase them out. Guess what? PowerBar reformulated just enough to stay legal. But the damage was done. Millions of bars sold, millions of people consuming fats that raise LDL cholesterol, lower HDL cholesterol, and increase the risk of heart disease by 23%. And here's the sensory truth. That waxy coating on your tongue after you eat a Power Bar, that's the partially hydrogenated oil. It doesn't melt at body temperature. It sits there, coating your arteries, clogging your veins, building up plaque over years. This is a product marketed to endurance athletes, people trying to improve their health, and it's actively harming them. They knew. They reformulated only when forced. They prioritized profit over performance. Is that waxy coating still worth it? Pure protein, the budget option, the Costco bulk buy, the one that seems too good to be true. It is. Pure protein bars were flagged in 2020 for containing heavy metals, lead, cadmium, and arsenic. This wasn't a rumor. This was confirmed by Consumer Reports testing. The chocolate deluxe flavor had cadmium levels that exceeded California's Prop 65 limits. Cadmium is a carcinogen. It accumulates in the kidneys and bones. Long-term exposure causes kidney disease and brittle bones, but they kept it on shelves. They issued a statement about naturally occurring minerals. Naturally occurring. Cadmium doesn't naturally occur in whey protein at those levels. It's a contamination issue, a sourcing issue, a quality control issue. And Pure Protein chose cheap suppliers over safe suppliers. And let's talk about the taste. That metallic aftertaste that lingers for hours. That's not just bad flavoring. That's literally the taste of heavy metals. Your body is trying to warn you, and you've been ignoring it. This is the bar people buy in bulk. 12 packs, 24 packs, eating them daily, feeding them to teenagers. And every single bar is depositing toxic metals into their system. Pure protein is not pure. It's poison in a wrapper. How many have you already eaten? Kind bars. The healthy snack. The one that looks like real food because you can see the nuts and fruit. The one your doctor probably eats. The one that feels safe. It's not. In 2019, Kind faced a class action lawsuit for misleading health claims. They were marketing bars as healthy and nutritious, while loading them with sugar levels comparable to candy bars. Some flavors had 18 grams of sugar per bar. That's more than a Snickers. But the real issue is the almonds. Kind sources almonds that are fumigated with propylene oxide. Propylene oxide is a probable human carcinogen according to the EPA. It's used to sterilize nuts and reduce salmonella risk. But it leaves residues that you consume with every bite. And here's what they don't tell you. California almonds, which Kind uses, are required by law to be pasteurized. That means they're either steam-treated or fumigated. Kind doesn't disclose which method they use. Why? Because fumigation is cheaper, and consumers don't ask questions when they see whole almonds on the label. That crunchy texture you love. It's masking a chemical treatment process that would horrify you if you saw it. And for people on blood pressure medication, the sodium levels in Kind bars are dangerous. Some flavors contain 125 milligrams of sodium per bar. That might not sound like much, but if you're eating 2 a day, combined with other processed foods, you're looking at hypertension triggers. Kind built their brand on transparency. They're anything but transparent. Do those visible almonds still look wholesome? Gatorade protein bars. You didn't even know these existed until recently. That's because they're a cash grab. Gatorade slapped their name on a protein bar and hoped you'd associate it with athletic performance. You shouldn't. These bars contain artificial dyes, Red 40 and Blue 1. Both are petroleum-based colorants banned in Austria, Norway, and Finland. Red 40 has been linked to hyperactivity in children and allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Blue 1 has been shown to cross the blood-brain barrier in animal studies. That means it enters your brain tissue. Why does a protein bar need artificial dye? It doesn't. It's purely cosmetic. It's marketing. It's designed to make the bar look vibrant and appealing on a shelf. But it comes at a cost. Your cost. And the protein source. Soy protein isolate processed with the same hexane extraction I mentioned earlier, combined with maltodextrin, a high glycemic carbohydrate that spikes your blood sugar faster than table sugar. This is the opposite of what an athlete needs. Gatorade protein bars are not performance food. They're colored sugar bombs with a protein label. Would you drink petroleum? Then why are you eating it? RXBR. The minimalist, the one with 5 ingredients on the front of the package. Egg whites, dates, cashews, almonds, and natural flavors. It feels honest. It feels real. It's not. The term natural flavors is a loophole. Under FDA regulations, natural flavors can include over 100 different chemical compounds. They can be derived from natural sources, but they're processed using solvents, enzymes, and heat. The result is a synthetic compound that tastes like fruit but contains none of the nutrients. And the dates. RXBR uses dates as a binder and sweetener. Dates are high in fructose. One bar can contain up to 15 grams of sugar from dates alone. That's not added sugar, so it doesn't get flagged on labels. But your liver doesn't care where the fructose comes from. It processes it the same way, and excessive fructose leads to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. But here's the real betrayal. RXBR was sold to Kellogg's in 2017 for $600 million. The same Kellogg's that produces Fruit Loops and Pop-Tarts. You think they kept the formula pure? Think again. Production moved to mass facilities. Sourcing changed, quality control shifted. And for seniors, the texture is a choking hazard. The dense, sticky consistency doesn't break down easily. There have been reports of people, especially those with swallowing difficulties, choking on RXBR products. This is the bar that promised simplicity. It delivered corporate shortcuts. Are 5 ingredients enough if they're the wrong 5? Now here's the truth. Not every brand is corrupt. 2 companies actually give a damn. 2 companies that prove clean protein bars are possible. First, Alo Organic Plant Protein. No soy protein isolate, no sugar alcohols, no artificial sweeteners. They use monk fruit and coconut sugar. Their protein comes from organic brown rice and pumpkin seeds. Every ingredient is USDA organic. Every batch is third-party tested for heavy metals and glyphosate. Alo is transparent. They publish their test results. They disclose their suppliers. They use minimal processing. And the taste, it's real food. You can taste the difference when a bar isn't pumped full of synthetic binders and fake flavors. This is what the industry could be. This is what it should be. Second, bulletproof, grass-fed collagen protein, MCT oil from coconuts, no seed oils, no high fructose corn syrup, no hexane processed ingredients. They follow EU-level standards even though they're sold in the US. Every ingredient is tested for mycotoxins and contaminants. Bulletproof doesn't hide behind vague terms like natural flavors. They name every single ingredient. They explain why it's there. They put quality over shelf life. These 2 brands prove that clean protein bars are possible. They prove that you don't need industrial chemicals to create a shelf-stable product. The other brands just don't care enough to try. You now have the information. You know which brands are poisoning you. You know which brands are lying to you. And you know which brands you can actually trust. Go to your kitchen right now. Check your pantry. Check your gym bag. Check your desk drawer. If you see Cliff, Quest, Power Bar, Pure Protein Kind, Gatorade, or RXBR, throw them out. Not later. Now, replace them with Alo-K or Bulletproof. Or better yet, eat real food. A hard-boiled egg, a handful of almonds, a piece of chicken. You don't need a bar. You've just been convinced you do. The protein bar industry is a $6 billion scam built on convenience and ignorance. They bet on you not reading labels. They bet on you trusting their marketing. They bet on you being too busy to care. But you're not too busy anymore. You know the truth. What you do next is on you.